Hello and welcome back to Cynical Optimists. I am haddowinc.
And I am NGM.
Now, we've not been here for the last 2 weeks because we've been busy people with things other to do than sit around browsing news websites. But we are back this week with all the news, well, most of the news that we've missed of the last few weeks.
And it was a lot. We've got a few excuses for this week because there won't actually be a big discussion.
Well, yeah, not like usual. There'll probably be lots of mini discussions.
Yeah.
Based on our news stories. However, originally it was before Fantastic Four came out that we thought it'd be a good idea this week to do Ant-Man versus Fantastic Four, but
it hardly seems worth it anymore. Plus, I've seen neither.
Yeah, I've not seen Fantastic Four, and neither of us could really be organised.
But I mean, there is the good excuse about there's been lots of news, so because we're covering all of that, it's a good idea to just do some news and stuff, discussions.
Just bring all the news this week. Bringing the news, bringing the funk.
Are you ready for this? Because the next hour or so will be some heavy-hitting stuff. Starting with film and TV.
Take it away.
Doctor Who, of course. River Song is confirmed to be back for this year's Christmas special.
Well, I don't even know why. I thought it was done with Matt Smith's Doctor.
Yeah.
Like, the last time she was in the show, she was a ghost.
Yeah.
Like, that seems, like, pretty conclusive.
So I don't know how it's actually going to link in this time, but, you know, timey-wimey.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's the whole thing about, like, oh, when he first met her, she died, so we can do things in any order. Meh.
What else? Just getting the sort of comments from her. I met Peter for the first time on Monday's read-through. We had a laugh, and I am now excited and ready to start filming with him and the Doctor Who team. That doesn't even sound enthusiastic. Like, that just sounds really generic, and that's Alex Kingston talking. Like,
yeah.
I don't even think she's looking forward to River Song coming back.
Well, yeah.
Stephen Moffat's writing, saying it's going to be an episode filled with humour and surprise guest castings.
Well, the thing is, with both Clara and River there, I don't think they need any other characters, because the strong woman character don't need no Doctor. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Doctor doesn't appear at all.
We don't know about Clara. She might not make it through.
No, she might not make it to Christmas.
Because it was ridiculous that she made it to the last Christmas. Well, last Christmas. I just made a pun in itself there. She made it to last year's Christmas special because, I don't know, bored of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Starts 21st this month, is it?
Does anyone really keep track anymore?
It might be good, but it's decidedly less. I'm decidedly less enthusiastic than I used to be about it. It's the fact that it's on so late as well this year.
Is it?
Well, I mean, it used to be on like April, sort of June time.
Oh,
Between
right,
April,
late in the year.
Yeah, late in the year.
I thought you were going to say, like, they moved it past the watershed. I'm expecting some full nudity there.
Malcolm Tucker, full. Yeah. No, yeah, it's on really late this year. Because it had started by now this time last year, I'm pretty sure, as well. More TV. It's been a lot of TV news recently. The Walking Dead had a spin-off. Fear the Walking Dead.
Okay.
That's just gone up on BT and this, that and the other. It's done quite well. The opening was watched by 211,000 on the new AMC UK channel, which is pretty good for a sort of premiere.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that we've had Walking Dead for a while, but it's still pretty good figures. But more interestingly is Fear the Walking Dead spin-off is getting a spin-off.
Is it run away from the fear of the Walking Dead?
I don't know what it's going to be called. It's a web spin-off.
Spider-Man.
It's going to take place entirely on an aeroplane, which sounds interesting at least.
Yeah, well, if it's a web miniseries and it can do something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Half an hour standalone adventure. It goes in like it takes place in short episodes, I believe. The
Adventures of a Zombie-Run Airline.
It will debut simultaneously online and during ad breaks for the 6th series of The Walking Dead.
Right.
Right, yeah. So that's going to confuse people, if anything, isn't it? Because they'll be in sort of very futuristic sort of Walking Dead apocalypse, and then they'll go back to the... Because Fear the Walking Dead is right at the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. So they'll just sort of show that during the adverts, which is strange. But apparently it will lead on directly to Series 2 of Fear the Walking Dead. I'm so confused, because there'll be one survivor from... They've already revealed that there'll only be one survivor from this airplane one, and that character will be in Series 2 of Fear the Walking Dead.
Right.
Oh, I got brain ache.
Will it be the pilot, because he just kind of leaned over and locked the door to the front of the plane and just left everyone else?
Well, when you said pilot there, I thought you meant the pilot of Fear the Walking Dead, like as in the first episode.
God, there's too much.
Too much Walking Deadness. The Walking Dead returns this October. Fear the Walking Dead is currently on Sundays at the moment. That's it for Walking Dead news. Game of Thrones has scored a Guinness World Record for the largest TV drama simulcast, because it went around everywhere at the same time.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, Amazon Prime Video has now got offline playback.
Oh, I think I heard a bit about this.
Yeah, that gives it a nice little edge over Netflix.
And also, it's like when they first released BBC iPlayer, you could get that BBC iPlayer desktop application and put stuff on it. Back when everyone had
it's very useful. Yeah,
when everyone had too bad internet to actually stream. Because let's face it, it's not too bad in the UK, but some places in America, their speeds are not fast enough for streaming. So
no, yeah.
Like, on the American side of things, it'll probably give them quite a lead.
Oh, yeah, plus, well, obviously, their fight over Netflix is starting to sort of hedge their way for the first time, because obviously they beat Netflix with that deal to Jeremy Clarkson and co. Plus the fact that Netflix has now lost, or has now stopped a deal with, I can't remember what the name of the company is, but they're basically going to lose thousands of their mainstream films, including Transformers and Hunger Games and stuff, because they've stopped this deal. I think this is only the US one that's affected, so we'll still get those, but it just seems like Netflix is...
And Amazon's obviously got its music side to things nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. And even more bad news for Netflix is that Apple has started... Well, there's rumoured to be considering their own streaming service. Of course, there's the new Apple TV, which is coming out this September. Netflix seems to be in quite big trouble. Well, okay, I say that. I doubt it, but they'll still have loads of money.
They'll still have loads of money and probably quite a few films.
But their market lead might start to decline.
Which is, quite a shame, because saying Prime and Chill does not roll off the tongue as much as Netflix and Chill.
Apple TV and Chill. Bit of odd news. David Bowie is working on a SpongeBob SquarePants musical.
Sure. Why not?
Yep. Because why not? John Legend, Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, the Flaming Lips, they're all producing music for the production as well.
Ziggy Star Sponge.
Yeah. The production is running at the Oriental Theatre next year, from June until July.
But be sure to look out for it on Broadway, where it's got its sights set, like Shrek the musical.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's the oddest bit of news we've got. There's some good TV, apparently good TV coming out in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
Obviously, okay, I say good TV. We've got Doctor Who, which is potentially good. Series 2 of Gotham, which I'm raving about at the moment. It shows the sort of... there's this big escape arc from Arkham Asylum with the character that's perpetuated to be the Joker, played by Cameron Montague, who plays a character called Jerome, but he's basically set up to be the Joker in the future, and it just looks cracking.
So Gotham's not connected to the DCU though, is it?
No, nothing to do. No, I think there's a different rights thing, because the person who owns, or the person who's distributing all the DC, what do you call it? TV properties.
Yeah.
Like Flash, Arrow, Gotham. That's all different to Warner Brothers, who do the films. I don't know. There's all sorts of rights things that don't quite sort of stack up. But I don't even think that Arrow and Gotham can cross paths as well because of rights and stuff. But
he's drinking tea.
That was a dramatic, tense pause. There's a new ITV drama, Jekyll and Hyde. That looks very stylish.
I mean, the Jekyll and Hyde TV drama's been done quite a lot, because wasn't it done just by the BBC? It must be about 10 years ago now, but...
Well, yeah, that's still quite... I mean, that one was Moffat's sort of audition tape for Sherlock, I guess, because it was a sort of a contemporary renewal of a classic story.
Yeah.
That's what Jekyll was, the BBC's version. This is just a very much in the past sort of drama. It looks like it's got a similar tone to sort of Peaky Blinders, one of my favourite BBC Two dramas at the moment. It's got that whole kind of cool retro filming style to it, and that looks really good. Obviously, we've mentioned The Walking Dead. I'm not going to mention that again. There's a new BBC Two thriller series drama called London Spy, starring Ben Whishaw. Also with Mark Gatiss and Jim Broadbent. That's probably going to be worth checking out, I imagine.
Yeah.
There's a new series of The Muppets.
Oh yes, I've seen like the promotional images.
It's like a sort of reality series.
Yeah, they're trying to make it as like a sitcom kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a clever idea for all those people that obviously grew up with the Muppets are probably now...
Plus the films haven't done as well as they perhaps wanted to.
Well, they must have done well enough for this to be a considered idea, because if they'd bombed, then the Muppets would be a bit of a bad name to try and bring into TV.
Yeah.
Because obviously everyone would be like, no, the films were bad.
I know,
So
but maybe marketing a film is different to marketing a programme, isn't it?
Yeah. I know one of the people behind it's Bill Prady, who's one of the producers on Big Bang Theory.
Oh, right.
So expect lots of really bad jokes.
Good.
And selling out characters completely just for cheap one-liners.
Oh, God. No, I can't stand the Big Bang Theory. Obviously, Doctor Who, September 19th. With the opener, The Magician's Apprentice.
Bully.
With Clara and Missy joining the Doctor.
So she was literally gone. Like Missy was
They
dead.
didn't
for
even...
literally an episode.
I know. I think at the time they even said like, "Oh, she's not dead." Then it's like they're not even putting in the effort anymore. Like they used to tease like that the Master was dead, and then only sort of subtly hint that he might be coming back. Whereas now they're just like, "Oh, she's dead," but I wouldn't bet on it.
It won't take. Never takes.
It's like even the showrunners have lost interest in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
How do they expect us to keep our interest in it when they're just sort of like, yeah, might not be dead? Oh, and they announced that Oswald was coming back as well. After they killed her off.
Like, it wouldn't be so bad if on, like, the social media pages they put new details about new series, spoilers below, and then just had a link.
Yeah.
So nothing was posted on the actual Facebook page.
But they just need to press release everything these
But
days.
they have to press release everything with a big giant picture. So even if you don't intend to see it,
and I imagine it's probably for them to counteract it being published, like leaked. But to be honest, I prefer it as leaked.
Yeah, because leaked can still be false.
Yeah, and plus, it's only usually big fans that seek out the leaked stuff. When they're just putting it on their Facebook page, then they are literally just telling everyone. It's so easy for everyone to just like the Doctor Who Facebook page. Most of my friends do, and that they're just telling everyone.
Yeah,
but that's not the way to combat leaking. Have better security stages at your sets. Don't just say, we've combated leaking by leaking it from us.
You revealed one of the new plot details of Doctor Who, so he put the entire Series 9 up on YouTube.
Gotham series premiere 2 is on September 21st. That was what's on the 21st. Exploring Bruce Wayne's, because it looked like he just discovered the Batcave underneath Wayne Manor at the end of the last series. So it's a good series. I mean, it didn't pick up in quite the way it was meant to, I don't think. But now that they've added it to Netflix Series 1, it's definitely worth a watch because it's something you can easily chain watch. Right, bit more film now. The second Star Wars anthology film is perpetually proposing to be about Boba Fett.
Yeah.
A professional filmmaker has made a sort of trailer.
Okay.
He did the effects for Pacific Rim, and he's done visual effects on the Game of Thrones intro sequences and stuff. So he's had a bit of experience with it, and he's just made this sort of brief look at how a Boba Fett trailer would look. And it just looks really professional and really good. It just sort of shows him out of the Sarlacc pit, and that's pretty exciting. I checked that on YouTube. Don't know what you can type in. Type in Boba Fett spin-off movie trailer, I guess. It's unofficial, completely unofficial, but that the filmmaker he's posted that because I'm assuming because obviously the main director has dropped out.
That might be the way of the future.
It was going to be Josh Trank, and then obviously with all his kerfuffles around Fantastic Four, he got dropped. So this might be the man who takes it up.
Well, the thing is, Josh Trank. He only had one film before anyway, and then they just immediately gave him a major property.
I mean, that's nice. I like the fact that indie filmmakers get big jobs now, but
it seems to be that he just couldn't get along with any of the producers.
And I imagine a lot of it is probably down to studio as well.
Yeah.
You can't just blame him. When you've got an indie filmmaker who's used to doing everything that he wants to do, and then the studio gets so heavily involved. And bit of Marvel news, obviously. Jeremy Renner has tweeted a couple of sort of production art, not necessarily official production art things from the set of Captain America: Civil War. He's now got the purple sort of costume, like from the comics.
Okay.
I've got a picture here I can show Phil, but I obviously can't show you guys.
Oh, I've seen it.
Seen it?
He's got Ant-Man on his shoulder.
He's got Ant-Man on his shoulder. There's a couple of sort of bits of...
Yeah, because you got the full pictures of supposedly the two teams.
Yeah, with Black Panther, Iron Man, Vision, Bat Widow, and War Machine.
You said Bat Widow.
Black Widow and War Machine on one side, and then Hawkeye. Who's that?
Oh, the Winter Soldier.
No, that.
That is.
It's not Scarlet Witch, is it? No.
No, that's Agent 6. That's from Captain America 2, I think.
Oh, okay. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier, obviously on the other team. Where's Scarlet Witch then?
She is in the film, but she hasn't appeared in either of the teams, so maybe she's one of those people that
she's her own team.
In the voting. She just she votes for Ron.
There's been a new short trailer part for Force Awakens.
Is that the one that was on Instagram?
It was on Instagram, yeah. They released a widescreen version as well, but basically ups the excitement a bit more. There's a couple of new shots
of the guy holding the blue lightsaber.
John Boyega's character holding a lightsaber, which is exciting.
But lightsabers are exciting.
Lightsabers are exciting, yeah. There's another. They used that voiceover again from the first trailer. There has been an awakening. So that's pretty cool.
No, I'm looking forward to episode 7. Actually, it does look. The more I see of it, the more interested I get.
Yeah. I'm going to save my tenuous link to the end. Obviously. George Miller has been rumoured to be directing the Man of Steel sequel.
What? So this would be Superman 2, essentially?
Yeah, basically. It's not official in any way. No one's confirmed it, but the director of the documentary The Death of Superman Lives, which is it's a documentary showing that the nearly happening Tim Burton Superman film, starring Nicolas Cage. And someone's basically documented it. The director, John Schnepp, he casually offered up a sort of statement saying George Miller is doing Man of Steel 2. I don't feel weird about breaking it. Obviously, Zack Snyder is doing Justice League 1 and 2, James Wan is doing Aquaman. I think George Miller's a perfect choice to do Man of Steel 2. He's going to bring so much to it. That's what he said.
Steady hands. That's what he's going to bring to it.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that would be really good because he directed all the Mad Max films, including this year's Fury Road, which is I think still at the top of my list this year.
I still haven't seen it.
Cracking film, and it's so practical. Again, one of my issues with Man of Steel was they just did everything in CG, whereas George Miller's a proper old school film director with practical effects and everything. So that would be amazing. Right, obviously there was Disney's D23 event.
Oh yes,
which, I mean, you've probably all heard this by now, but
there was a plethora of news, wasn't there?
There was, yeah. Jungle Book footage, some new Disney films that I'm not that interested about. Alice Through the Looking Glass, Pete's Dragon they're remaking.
Why? Why not just re-release Pete's Dragon, just slightly digitally remastered or something?
They'd already, and then of course there's the exciting stuff. Okay, I say exciting stuff. Pirates of the Caribbean 5, as obviously we already probably know about, but they've confirmed now that Orlando Bloom will be in it.
Oh, okay.
As Will Turner. So
is this just going to be one of those things where 4 just gradually gets downplayed?
Yeah, and then they forget the existence of 4, yeah.
Yeah. They just bridge 3 directly to 5.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sensible decision because 4 was crap, basically. They didn't have any... It was totally unnecessary sort of profit monkey that just went in for the hell of it.
I mean, they are some of the most successful films based off a theme park ride.
Yeah.
Called Pirates of the Caribbean.
They're definitely the most successful films based on Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, that they've done. But no, I mean, what did you think of the last... Because Pirates of the Caribbean 3 was, like, not well received, necessarily. Sort of...
it wrapped up the story.
Yeah, exactly. I actually really enjoyed 3. And obviously, box office, it did hugely well.
Yeah. I've only seen bits of 4 because I just heard it was just a bit naff.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the problem was there was no real straight man to have all the plot kind of things happen to, so they had to happen to
Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, who isn't...
He's not really the straight man character.
No,
he's
exactly.
the one who's meant to have the crazy things happen to him.
This is my problem with Doctor Who at the moment as well, is that there isn't, like, Clara... The companion should be the relatable one.
Yeah.
Clara's now sort of, like, can do pretty much everything. Like, she's... When they keep trying to make out that she's as good as the Doctor in every way, then it really sort of ruins the point of the Doctor, doesn't it?
And yeah, if she's not improving it, like... She's not benefiting at all from going on these trips, and why is she going?
No, exactly, yeah.
Like, the whole thing about the Doctor's companions is that they learnt and they grew through their time with the Doctor, and they weren't the same person as when they left. Apart from, obviously, Catherine Tate's story arc, but that was what made it tragic. Was that this character had developed so much, and then it all had to get reversed at the end.
In fact, it was a good metaphor for how Clara's sort of developed that. Like, you shouldn't... Like, Donna wasn't able to grow, was she? Because as soon as she did get to the point where she was equal with the Doctor, it all fucked up for her. And then... But Clara is just totally ruining the point they made with that companion by saying, oh, right, yeah, she's as good as the Doctor, we don't need the Doctor. Who the fuck is the Doctor?
It's going to be to the point where they turn up on a strange new planet and Clara's the one explaining where they are.
Yeah.
Because of course she knows.
Yeah. Like, and what's always been good about Sherlock was that John's always been relatable and has never become equal with Sherlock.
Yeah, they didn't suddenly decide, like, what if John did that thing where he stared down a person?
I'm actually worried now Moffat's going to do that. I'm worried Moffat's going to make John equal, like, as part of a cool, quirky story arc. Like, I can imagine him doing it now, and I'm worried he's going to.
Just do it for every character in Sherlock.
Yeah, just make them...
They're just all stood in the room just staring at each other, all these words just flying about. Like the police inspector, it's happening to him too.
I'm actually worried for John. If they ruin John, I'm going to be pissed. John is a great character. But you know, that was the problem with Pirates 4, is that they tried to make Jack Sparrow the the main relatable one. Whereas in previous films, he was a main character, but he was also a side character.
He was also, he was allowed to do his own things that kind of accidentally progressed the plot.
But we mainly followed Will and Elizabeth, didn't we?
Yeah,
like, even from the way they
were the emotional drivers.
Exactly. In each film they always introduced them two first, sort of thing. Like in the second film, I think the second film is one of the best film introductions I think I've seen. It just starts off with them on their wedding day with the rain, like in the cups and everything, and then you see like these horses arrive at the beach, and then they arrest them. And sort of say, "Oh right, you had another associate, Jack Sparrow," and they're just like, "Captain Jack Sparrow." And that's just like a great, because that introduces the characters in the correct order. Like first you start off with a relatable one, and then they join the story with the with the quirky side character.
Yeah,
and it just makes the film a whole lot more easy to get into because you're eased into the quirky character.
Essentially, Pirates of the Caribbean 4 was the Joey.
Is that a Friends reference? Because I hate Friends and I don't. But
whereas Joey was just like the comic relief of Friends, but then when he got his own spin-off, he had to do like...
He had his own spin-off?
Yeah, he had a spin-off called Joey.
Oh. I don't know. I was never interested in Friends, but yeah. If you understand Friends references, then I'm sure that...
If you understand Friends references, put it in the comments below. Let us know what you think.
Yes, and then obviously Disney owns Star Wars as well, so there's quite a bit of Star Wars news at D23. There's a new Star Wars theme park planned.
Oh, I heard some bits about this, because I know like there's one or two rides that are Star Wars already.
But they're actually going to do a whole Star Wars land. Huge attractions in Orlando and California. Imagine that.
We should go. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be immense. They also announced they also gave more details on Toy Story 4, but I think that sounds like a bit of a Pirates of the Caribbean 4 to me. Apparently it's focusing on Woody and Bo Peep's love story, which I sort of don't really care about.
Oh, when you said it was like Pirates of the Caribbean 4, I thought it was going to be like a story all about Rex or something.
Toy Story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Colin Trevorrow has been confirmed as Star Wars Episode 9's director.
Okay.
Colin Trevorrow did Jurassic World, so it makes sense for him. It's perfectly logical sense, I think.
So there's going to be like feral Ewoks that are Chris Pratt like.
I'm quite pleased with that because although I thought Jurassic World was a little bit too CGE and a little bit generic, then I thought it certainly had the old school feel to it.
It was a good film.
Yeah, we've discussed Jurassic World before.
Yeah, some of the narrative bits were a bit meh, but it was a good film.
I mean, the way it was actually directed and the way it was cinematographed. The
way it was filmed.
The way it was filmed was very reminiscent of sort of old school films and stuff. So I think he'll perfectly fit into the Star Wars mould.
Supposedly, Episode 9 will be it'll be closing off some story arcs as well. So.
Yeah, depending if which I assume Episode 7 stuff will spill into Episode 8 and 9.
Yeah,
but it's a bit. I mean, because there's the same. But the thing is, Episode 7, the screenwriters, Lauren Kasdan and J.J. Abrams, they're not staying on for 8 and 9.
But then they must have had a big chat about
I imagine
the overarching
the guy
story.
Who's directing Episode 8 and also writing 8 and 9, Ryan Johnson, he's got some continuation at least into Episode 9, so I imagine...
Yeah, because 7's mostly going to be catching us up to speed as what's happened since 6. And then starting off a few of the plots that lead into...
But I hope they do... I hope it is sort of like a trilogy with a big overarching story.
And I hope it is like a trilogy and then it kind of is self-contained.
Because they'll have the anthology films to self-contain their stuff in as well, though, won't they? Which will be good.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll be the sort of best of both worlds type of thing. But no, J.J. Abrams' involvement in the later films seems to be quite minimal. I don't even think he's on as producer or anything for the other two.
Planet of the Gungans. That could be an anthology film.
Oh, God. And they've announced a few more cast members for Star Wars Rogue One, which is 2017 standalone film. Mads Mikkelsen is probably among the sort of main...
I thought Rogue One was next year.
Yes, next year. Sorry, this year is Force Awakens. Next year's Rogue One. Year after is Episode 8.
Yeah.
God, that's actually quite soon then for the first anthology film. We get a Star Wars film every year for like the next 6 years. That's great.
Yeah. Well, as long as they're good.
As long as they're good, yeah. And they're all different directors, so even if one's bad, then the next one we can sort of still look for. Whereas Lucas did not let the prequels out of his hands at all, did he?
No.
He just had total control over those, which was not a great idea. That's thus bringing me to an end, apart from one news article, which is my tenuous link for this week. Michael Fassbender has had an image revealed of him in the new Assassin's Creed gear.
And on to gaming.
Hang on. Let me just talk a little bit more about it. Next year's topic is going to be covering...
Next week's.
Huh?
Next week's topic.
What did I say?
Next year's.
Oh, yeah. With that slow progress. No, next week's topic is going to be covering games into films.
And films into games.
And films into games. So, I won't talk too much about it, but basically, it's got him as a new character called Callum Lynch, who discovers that he's descended from an assassin, and then through... They're still keeping with the whole modern day thing.
Oh, do you think they'll cast someone as Desmond?
Doubt it. I don't, apparently it's supposed to have links to the games and stuff, and vice versa, but no, it looks quite standalone. It's going to be 15th century Spain, and he'll have technology that allows him to link genetic memories. It's all basically the same as as the games. It's going along that sort of route with Templars and that as well.
Yeah.
But no, if you want to get a feel for the film, you can either look at the picture of Michael Fassbender as Callum, or there's a new film coming out which incidentally looks rather good, called Macbeth, based on the
Shakespeare.
Yeah, exactly. Which has the same director and actors. You've got Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard as Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, as well as the director, who is called Justin Kurzel. So I definitely didn't just look that up. But no, basically Macbeth will have pretty much the same theme and feel, because it's set, obviously, back as a period piece as well. And it looks rather good. The cinematography in it looks rather astounding, and the way it's got a very gritty war theme to it.
I wonder if Michael Fassbender will jump off a tower into a thing of hay.
Yeah, they're still yet to make that look believable.
Yeah.
But that was Assassin's Creed, which is based on a game, which tenuously brings us on to...
gaming news, which is also based on a game. So yes, there's been a bit more news than there's been previous weeks, but then this is like 3 weeks worth of news. Have you heard of Pokken Tournament?
Rings a bell.
It's a Pokemon fighting game.
Oh, because we've discussed it, because it's sort of like Tekken, basically.
It's like Tekken, but it's all Pokemon, and it is being confirmed now it's coming to Wii U. So, because before it was only confirmed as coming to Japanese arcades.
Right.
And it's still probably not coming to anywhere outside of Japan's arcades, because, well, yeah, no one really has as big an arcade scene as Japan anymore. But yes, it's coming to Wii U. I think Machamp's in it, and other fighting type Pokemon.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it could be quite. I don't think it will be
Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan.
I don't think it will be the next serious tournament fighter, but it could kill a few hours with your friends. And it won't be turn-based, I doubt.
No.
Like regular Pokemon.
Yeah, that'll make it
just
a very...
Just stand there with your friends, like...
quick, react!
Machamp,
got to wait your turn.
Machamp uses Rock Throw. Okay, now it's your turn.
It's attack missed.
Or what has like the like the kills from like Mortal Kombat, like fatality. It's like Machamp ripping another Pokemon's head off. So yeah, that will be fun.
That'll be fun.
Probably have its whole big line of Pokemon amiibos as well.
Jump Kick is fun. Have you ever played Jump Kick?
No.
Is it called Jump Kick? I don't know. It's like a sort of spoof of all those games. And
yeah, I think I've seen it. It's just where you can just jump.
Yeah, you can just jump and kick, and it's actually quite good fun, especially if you've had a bit to drink and you can't master all the controls. You literally just like smashing the buttons.
Master all the controls. Jumping and kicking.
Yeah, no, exactly. But when you're a little bit tipsy, that's a great fun. I can imagine Pokken will be another good fun drunk game, perhaps.
Yeah. I know Smash can be fun when drunk as well.
Yeah.
There has been a Shovel Knight amiibo announced, which will be the first third-party character to get one.
Oh.
So it's not in any way connected to the Smash Bros ones, which have the gold bases.
Right. Which I'm looking at right now.
Yes, he's looking at the Mega Man one that I've got on display.
And Wario. And Pikmin. Pac-Man.
But yeah, it was announced at PAX Prime in America, and it will work with the Shovel Knight Wii U game and the Shovel Knight 3DS game, and that will be out in November. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, this is along with the news that in like a week or so, Shovel Knight's going to get its first free expansion pack out, which is Plague of Shadows. Because Shovel Knight was a huge Kickstarter.
I am the Plague of Shadows.
Shovel Knight was a
sorry.
Shovel Knight was a huge Kickstarter success. So one of its stretch goals was like free expansions where you play as some of the villains in the game. So Shovel Knight is obviously the hero, and then you've got like the enemies, which are different knights. So this one is based around the character Plague Knight, and it has like an alchemy system. So basically he throws potions and shit, but you can alter the thing, so the potions have different physics. So you could throw one and have it go straight through the air, or have one that go like wavy and things like
that. That will be a control I would not be able to master. That will just mean me button mashing with that.
And yeah, it's a free expansion for everyone who's bought the game because of how popular the Kickstarter was. So yes, Shovel Knight is a good game. You can pick it up now on pretty much every console nowadays, except for the ones that Nick owns. Yes. Going back to Star Wars slightly, DICE has recently, one of their general manager has gone on record to say that Star Wars Battlefront will not just be Battlefield with a Star Wars skin. He's trying to reassure people of that. And he's even gone as far as to, and I quote, say, "They are as far apart as any shooter would be to any other shooter."
Okay.
Now, I'm pretty sure that title is between Splatoon and Call of Duty. I think those two are as far as any two shooters could be, apart from one another. But I appreciate that they're trying to obviously get people who are a bit sceptical, like me. And
I'm still a little bit sceptical about Star Wars Battlefront, to be honest.
Yeah. They're trying to get the sceptical people on board with the new Battlefront game. So yeah, I still don't believe they're as far apart as any shooter would be to any other shooter. That seems like a bit.
I bet they're about as far apart name-wise as they are.
Yeah, you
Star Wars Battlefield. What?
Yeah. So I mean, the only thing I will say is Battlefront's credit, I guess, is that every convention and games went to Gamescom. It got voted like best of show. It's been voted best of show. A lot of places it's been showed off. So, I mean, it does give you hope, but we'll just have to wait for release.
Yeah,
pre-ordering.
Well, I'll just have to wait after that as well. I'm gonna have to wait for someone to get it on their fancy new console, so I can have a go on it.
But then it's why would you pre-order stuff like that anyway? Talking of pre-orders, Deus Ex Mankind Divided recently has been seen as being a bit controversial because of their Augment Your Pre-Order campaign, which means that they've got this whole thing, and the more people who pre-order the game, the more pre-order bonuses get unlocked, which is stupid. They're trying to do the crowdfunding thing where obviously you reach stretch goals. But they're doing it with pre-orders, so all they're really doing is saying, like, unless enough of you buy this game, we're not releasing this stuff that must probably already be done for us to be offering it in the first place. So, yeah, it's getting a lot of backlash, because obviously it's essentially just holding shit to ransom, like, you and your friends better pre-order our game, Because if not enough people pre-order, we will kill these hostages. I mean, you won't get this content. Yes, and now looping it back to Splatoon.
I love Splatoon news.
Oh, kid squid,
etc.
It's making its way into professional esports.
Yay! What? How does that work?
As in, I'm guessing people will play it at tournaments and things like that to be the best squid/kid. I mean...
Do you have... Yeah, how do you judge? Like, do you have to be the best kid or do you have to be the best squid? It's sort of
well, I mean...
vague rules there.
I mean, it's good for Splatoon, I guess. Like, any game that gets, like... It makes its way into professional esports, but it definitely heightens its appeal, I guess.
Wow.
And also the fact that it's different from most shooters, and the fact that like there's no, you don't really, the game doesn't keep track of like kill scores and things like that. It's just some other objective. Like the main mode is just covering as much ground with your paint as possible. Still sounds ridiculous. So yeah, so I'm not sure if that means that you'd have a 4-person team and you'd go into esports as like your team. You'd have
team of professional e-painters.
You'd have transfer deadline day. I'm loaning out Jim because his painting was not on key, but you know we're just loaning him out to a lower Splatoon team.
We paid 12 million for him because he's just the best kid/squid we've got. So.
You think of it, it's a bargain because you're paying 12 million, not just for a kid or a squid, but it's a kid and a squid. Yeah, so look out for that. Things like Evo, which is the main big esports competition, and other things.
That'll be a little corner in the side of that, won't it? It'll just be sort of right in the corner, like, oh, you're going to go join that esport. It'll be just a load of people platooning in the corner.
Splatooning in the corner. You know what? That made me laugh.
God, they've just splatooned all over it.
You go in the corner now. The Mega Man Legacy Collection is out.
You're keeping us on a nice arc with this. We're getting that every week, aren't we? Bit of Mega Man Legacy news.
Well, I'm guessing this will be the last bit of Mega Man Legacy news because now it is out.
Way!
And it is good.
Good.
It's a nice collection. If you like Mega Man, it's cheaper than buying all the Mega Man 1 to 6 separately on, say, the Wii U eShop. Because it's like, if you get it with like I got it with like a 20% off voucher on its day of launch, so I got it for less than £10, but it'll probably be one of those games that gets discounted a lot during Steam summer sales. Yeah. So I mean, it's a nice little collection. It's got nice remixes and things in all its menus, like musically, and has all the loads and loads of production art.
Good.
To look through. So it's more if you're interested in that side of things.
Nice collectors sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a nice little thing. Nice little time waster. And Nick is now fondling the Mega Man amiibo again. That's how excited he is.
I can't wait to play you, Mega Man.
Kerbal Space Program. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's basically a game where you're developing a space program for a bunch of little people.
Okay. This isn't anything to do with that big open world one we were talking about last week, was it?
No.
Okay.
This is just basically like trying to get into space and things like that, and I believe you just run like a space department and have to basically develop.
You don't actually go into space, do you?
Yeah,
you do go into space.
Get into space with your rocket and whatnot, but that's coming to Wii U because it was on Steam Early Access whilst it was in development, and now it's released on. Now it's got its full game, and now it's coming to Wii U as well. Supposedly the Wii U, according to Nintendo, will be the definitive edition. Well, of course they're going to say that. They're not going to be like, it's inferior to the PC copy, but don't worry, it'll be on Wii U. But no, it's good that, despite the fact Nintendo is losing pretty much every big publisher, it's still got quite a nice relationship with its indie developers like Yacht Club, who develop Shovel Knight and now Kerbal Space Program, and it's got quite a good development with people who make things like the Bit Trip.
Well, it's not rocket
games.
science, is it? I'm going. See you later.
It's a shame we almost made it the full season, but now we got to cancel it today. Disney Infinity 3.0 is now out.
Yep.
Do you like Disney Infinity?
Meh. What happens in what happens in that one? What happens in 3.0?
I'm not really sure. Just
do we get some new Disney characters?
All of the advertising is because the Star Wars characters are now in it.
Ah, okay.
So all of the advertising seems to be based around like flying the Millennium Falcon and doing Star Wars stuff. So I mean that's pretty cool. Like, I'm not sure if this means if you like had your Marvel characters and you had your Star Wars characters, you'd be able to like play them all together.
Ooh, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, so
that'd be cool.
I mean, it's a nice little collection of obviously all of Disney's franchises. I mean, all of the things are still expensive. Says somebody who owns some amiibo. They're still expensive for what they are. Like the amiibos of the amiibos are like 11 quid.
What's happened today?
But like the Disney Infinity ones, they're all in Sainsbury's. I was in there yesterday and like 15 quid. So like,
bloody hell.
And supposedly like, and I don't know. It really depends on, because at least the amiibos, if you like those characters, they're nice display figures. But the Disney Infinity ones are obviously very, very distinct in the Disney Infinity art style, and
so with
they only work with one game.
With the new what's it called, Lego Dimensions?
Yeah,
that's sort of similar, isn't it? But at least you get like you can build them, can't you?
I think so. Yeah,
the sort of amiibo type things. That's gonna be quite cool because they come as actual little sets, don't they?
Yeah, I believe they're more expensive than your average Lego set, though.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is a bit of a shame, but
it does look like a great game, though. To be fair.
Yeah, it looks like if you're looking to buy a game where you put stuff onto a little plinth or onto a controller and it affects the in-game, or Toys to Life as they're currently called, you'll be spoilt for choice between Disney Infinity, Skylanders, Lego and Amiibos. It is all.
But Lego's the only one. Well, actually no. Yeah, the Disney one's got a good collection of little Star Wars and this, that, and the other. Whereas Lego's got Batman, Doctor Who, and
I think I'm surprised that Skylanders still has people like, because Skylanders
they did start it.
Skylanders started the trend, so they still have that. But obviously, the known named characters are now all kind of forming allegiances. Like you have the Nintendo characters, you have Disney, which has the Marvel and the Star Wars and all the Disney franchises, and then you have Lego, which has like Doctor Who, Portal, Marvel, and supposedly also Batman, and it's going to be like it's going to be a war coming between all the Toys to Life until the bubble bursts, and you just have loads and lots of plastic figurines going for 99p.
I suppose, does that mean Star Wars isn't involved with this Lego game?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything.
No.
Because I'm not. It's all through obviously.
I've just realised how many how much stuff Lego actually has. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, because the thing is, obviously, it's been developed by Traveller's Tales, who develop all the Lego games. Yeah. So they must have the licenses. Yeah. But it depends whether obviously that's Star Wars one.
Sometimes like you're not allowed to license things with other things, are you?
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be interesting to see if there's any notable omissions from the Lego ones that were in games before.
Oh, I forgot a bit of film news. Too
late now. Wait till next week.
It's about sort of games as well. You know the Lego it's not, but you know the Lego Batman film that's coming out.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis is playing the Joker.
Oh yeah, I think I saw about that. That might be all right.
Yeah. Sorry,
it's a bit disappointing it's not Mark Hamill in a way, because he does quite a good Joker.
Yeah.
But then if this has got to be like a comic Joker, like a comical Joker,
it might be quite interesting. Got loads of Jokers at the moment. Got Jared Leto, Cameron Monaghan, and Zach Galifianakis.
The fat guy from
Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'll carry on.
And now back to gaming news after that brief intermission. Metal Gear Solid 5 has released on current gen consoles that aren't Wii U and
Next
PC.
gen.
Well, no, it's on PC.
It's next gen still, in my eyes.
And that's getting pretty good reviews. The reviews are still taking quite a while to come out though, because apparently, I know this was the case I think in America, like Konami held like boot camps for the reviewers to go and like play the game for reviews. So they went along and had like for a week, and they had like 9 hours between like 9 and 6 just to play Metal Gear Solid 5 with like Konami staff around.
So they have to be nice about it.
So it's just really stupid. But Konami are making lots of.
They sometimes do the same with like car reviews, and they just sort of like you see these video reviews that they put up, and they're sat in the car next to the head of engineer, the head engineer, and they're having to just sort of be like, yeah, it's great.
Well, when Call of Duty Black Ops came out, they took all the reviewers for a helicopter ride.
Oh, bribing!
They picked him up in a helicopter and took him to Activision's like headquarters to like. They gave him like loads of free stuff and things like that. I mean,
it's when films do set visits as well for reviewers.
Yeah, it's stuff that like a lot of people say a reviewer shouldn't do, but
you wouldn't turn it down though, would you? If
you wouldn't turn it down.
If you're a reviewer, and
it's just the difficulty. Obviously, if they show you this really nice time, then you're going to obviously have positive. It's going to relate in your head.
Yeah.
Having
said that, I remember it was on. I think it was on Den of Geek or something like that, and they. At one point, Paramount or whoever it was took them to the set of Terminator Genesis.
Oh yeah.
And they showed them around and everything, and they met Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they're sort of saying how good a day it was, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, it's very cool." And then in their review, it was like a 1 or 2 star review in the end.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, publishers can try it all they want. If the game's crap, the game's crap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's just the whole idea of like a boot camp. Like you have to come here, play the game. Whilst we were like watching you,
holding a gun to your head. Don't say anything bad.
It's the authentic Metal Gear Solid experience. You're just a prisoner of war in this instance. Yeah, so that's Metal Gear Solid 5. That Konami have just been getting a lot of. They've been under fire a lot recently because their PC retail version, like the box version of Metal Gear Solid 5. All it has on it is a Steam key. So literally you put in the disc and then it just enters a code into Steam and just downloads it through Steam anyway.
Oh right, so it's not even on the disc.
It's not on the disc, it's just a key just by itself on the disc. It's just so stupid, like that's got a lot of people annoyed because it's like, what's the point in a retail version? That's all that it does.
Yeah, because you could just get it like midnight, couldn't you? Rather than having to go to the shop and buy it, you could just get it emailed to you on a key.
I mean, it's for people who like having like the box and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's quite nice.
But either way, like, it's not even gonna like help if you. As soon as you've installed it, it'll be linked to that one Steam account. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So it's still just as pointless in a way, but oh well. And also the whole thing about Hideo Kojima's, who's the guy behind it, his name's been taken off all the advertising and stuff like that.
You said about that.
Because he's leaving Konami after the game. Well, I'm guessing he's leaving now because the game's out. But yes, yeah. Konami is Konami, and they're just being a bit silly recently because they're just moving all their focus to mobile games, and as a result, they're kind of neglecting their retail games. Like they're either being shit or they're being shit on. Like Metal Gear Solid 5 is, but I've been hearing that Metal Gear Solid 5 is good, so. But it has microtransactions in it, which is where you have to pay little bits of money if you want the more in-game currency or whatever, which is just bad. Like, that's not free to play because you've already paid a bunch of money to get into the game.
Yeah,
it's just bad. Or free to pay, as some people call it. The wittiest of the gaming community.
Smart, yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Ace Attorney games?
No.
You know, where it's like, objection! You know, haven't you ever seen that? Like the whole shaking of the pointing finger going, objection! Well, basically, they're games for DS and now 3DS, which are obviously about being a lawyer called Phoenix Wright, who's an Ace Attorney. That's why they're called the Ace Attorney games.
Right.
And Ace Attorney 6, which is obviously a pending title because they always have subtitles, not numbers, has been announced for being in development for Japan and the West. Whereas before, it'd be in development for Japan and the West would just have to cross their fingers for a while.
Mm.
But yes, you'll be able to defend people in court because it's some weird world where the judge makes the final call. There's no jury, I don't think. You just have to argue your case to the judge and then he gives the verdict.
Mm. Okay.
Yes. So that's going to be on its way soon.
Good.
Super Mario Maker is out next week, but the reviews are already going live.
Oh yeah,
for
that's
it.
going to be good fun.
It's getting really good reviews.
That's on
Wii U.
just Wii U?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not going to be good then. Well, for me.
Oh, right. Although it's getting quite a lot of fire because anyone who tries to... Super Mario Maker is a game that would be great for sharing, but anyone who tries making a YouTube video with it is getting their videos taken down by Nintendo from the content ID claims. So that's really stupid.
Mm.
So, yeah, that'll be out next week. It's got the 4 different, like, designs, I guess you'd call it. Like, you've got the 8-bit, like, original Mario, like the Super Mario Bros. 3, which is also 8-bit. Super Mario World, and then the new Super Mario Bros., which is like the 3D models. Yeah. Although in the 8-bit Mario mode, you can connect pretty much any amiibo, and you'll be able to play as an 8-bit version of that amiibo.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Cool.
So, I'm not sure a full list of the compatible, but it said it's compatible with pretty much all of them.
Cool.
And also these because obviously they're just cosmetic, but they're also unlockable through normal play.
Right.
So even if you didn't own any amiibos, you'd still be able to unlock
cool.
different suits and shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's purely cosmetic, but still quite interesting.
That sounds quite fun, yeah.
Be able to make your own Mario levels, get everyone
with those penises,
and the whole
everything.
And then share them online, and because the thing is,
and then just laugh at the amount of penises that people have designed on Mario.
Getting Mario jump right off the head. But then you can only share them online if you beat them yourself. So if you beat the penis, you can share it with everyone else.
Oh, okay, right. If you get right to that flagpole at the end and slide down that flagpole, then you can share it with everyone.
If you come first.
Oh dear.
I didn't want it to make sense. Oh well. It's good to laugh. An Australian man has, because obviously, speaking of amiibo, there's obviously there's always been shortages in America. I think they're starting to tackle that now. But after the fact that it turned out that Australia had a lot, this man went out to see if it was possible to find all currently released amiibo in his surrounding area in a day. And it was quite interesting. Like, he found 52.
How many are there?
Of the 57 that were released at the time of the video. So he found the majority. And it was really weird. Like, apart from one, the other 4 that he didn't find were pretty common ones everywhere else.
Oh, really?
So he found pretty much every rare one, like just his local Australian shops. But he couldn't find a Mario, just a basic, ordinary Mario one.
How many different Marios and stuff are there?
Let's see, there's Super Smash Bros. Series Mario. There's the Super Mario Series Mario.
Oh.
There's the Super Mario Series Gold Mario.
Whoa.
Super Mario Series Silver Mario.
Oh,
wow. There's Dr. Mario, if that counts. And there's going to be these 8-bit Mario ones that come out with Mario Maker, but those are, artistically quite different, so...
Where were these from? Online?
Yeah. The Nintendo store, because they actually sell them at their registered retail price.
Right, these fellas. Pikmin.
Yeah.
They are Pikmin, aren't they?
Yeah. And that's Olimar in the middle.
Olimar.
Yes. I think the Olimar one is actually quite nice looking, considering. Look up a picture of the Olimar amiibo and tell us what you think, because me and Nick are just looking at the Olimar amiibo that's sat on my shelf. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all my gaming news. Humble Bundle have their end of summer sale at the moment, so
Oh, okay.
there's like Telltale Games stuff on
Oh.
sale.
Walking Dead and stuff, didn't they?
Yeah. I think those were on sale. I'm not sure if they still are.
Oh god, I've just realised I've mentioned Walking Dead again.
But these are the Walking Dead games. This isn't the Walking Dead TV show. Neither is it the Fear of the Walking Dead TV show or the web series based stuff for Fear of the Walking Dead.
Which airs in between episodes of The Walking Dead, but has nothing to do with The Walking Dead Telltale.
But this is all about the games
Right.
made by Telltale Games called The Walking Dead.
Right. Which, of course, is all based off the graphic novel series The Walking Dead.
Imagine if next week it's like, new from Telltale Games, Fear of the Walking Dead, the game.
The Walking Dead film soon to be in cinemas, I imagine.
Yeah, probably. Well, I know that's all my news. Don't think there's much more.
Oh wow, that's an hour.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
It's not bad considering all we've discussed is news.
There was no well, there was discussions, but only little micro discussions.
It was a mini discussion week.
So Phil, let's move on to our main discussion. No, joking.
Moving on to our main discussion. Are you a squid or are you a kid?
Well,
the walking squid.
The walking squid.
Because you know that's where Splatoon's meant to be a post-apocalyptic world as well.
It's not quite the gritty...
It's not quite the gritty appeal done by everyone else, is it? It's just abandoned kind of buildings where lots of squid kids shoot paint.
That actually does sound quite gritty. I'm waiting for the Chris Nolan film version.
What's happening to me?
I'm a squid. No, I'm a kid. Films that could happen.
Well, more on that next week with our topic. Video games that would make good films and films that make good video games.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to that. And incidentally, that is also
the season 1 finale of this podcast.
Still going to be better than Doctor Who finale last year.
Good talk.
Because most finales were better than that. To anything.
Yeah. It's a shame. It makes me sad.
It does make me sad. But next time we talk to you... Oh no, Doctor Who wouldn't have started. Okay, no. Next time, nothing would have really happened in the next week, would it?
Hopefully some more news. Otherwise
Hopefully some more news.
Hopefully we haven't used up all the news for next week as well.
Should have saved it.
That would be embarrassing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this Shovel Knight expansion will be out by then. Or some more news on... I didn't talk much about the City Skylines expansion, but I can do that next week. I think it might be a good time to end. Stop whilst we're ahead.
Yeah.
Stop whilst we're a kid.
What was a highlight this week? Mine was my rocket science joke.
That was a low light for me. Mine was my penis puns for Super Mario Maker.
Awful puns are usually the highlights of these shows. What's our theme tune this week? Could do a throwback for episode 1 and its Splatoon theme. Or we could... the Walking Dead theme, maybe.
Or a remix of the Walking Dead theme.
Ooh.
I'm sure one exists. Either way, you'll have to listen... You'd have had to have listened to the intro to know. It's really weird when we discuss it at the end of an episode where it's featured.
Yeah, I know, yeah. We don't know yet. We don't know what happened. Things just happen.
Right, so we'll see...
See you next week.
Yes. I have been haddowinc.
And I've been NGM.
See ya.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.